Hello and welcome to my channel. It's Jess with Love to Plan with Jess, and today we are decorating my Laurel Denise Portrait Planner for the month of May. I use this planner for goal setting, and we're going to decorate it with Spring Icons Volume 2 by Kelva Plan. I chose this set to use this month in this planner, and I thought that it was giving some spring vibes, and these are super cute stickers. So this is what we are using. Let's flip to May and make sure that we are all centered here. Before we get started, let's do a quick overview of how I use this planner. So we have the monthly section up here, and I use this kind of like I use my catch-all monthly. I will put all of my plans in here, and the reason for that is because before I figure out what my goals are going to be for the month, before I set them, I want to know how much time I'm going to have to devote to them. So if I look at my monthly and I think, wow, there's a lot going on, I'm going to be gone for part of the month, we're going to be really busy, then maybe I will adjust my goals accordingly so that they are still attainable. So that's how I use this section up here. Next, we have these 4 boxes down here, and these are the 4 goal categories that I will choose. So one may be home, one may be like personal wellness or fitness, one might be financial, and the other one could be related to health or something like that. So I will have 4 categories here of goals, and then within those categories, I'll kind of break them down as to what I want to accomplish throughout the month of May. And these habits I will put here, I will choose them to support these goals. So if one of my goals is to read 6 books for the month, then one of my habits will be like read daily, and then I will track that daily. Then we get to the weeklies, and here I just kind of track the things that I do, like progress towards my goals each day in this section. And then we have these blank dot grid pages at the back of the month, and this is where I will put a recap of how I feel the month went. And then on this side, maybe forward looking into June and beyond. So that is how I use this. First up, we are going to make the dates look pretty. So I have some date stickers here from Planner Kate, if I can find them. Here they are, and when I was looking at these stickers yesterday, I kind of felt like we could bring in some of this orange. So there's not a ton of orange in these stickers, so that's kind of why I chose orange, because I feel like it will pull some of that orange out into the spread. So that's how we are going to start. I'm just going to take these days of the week, and we're going to cover up here. And then I will put the dates in. Now for the monthly, I am leaving this as a Sunday start. So redating this is not really accomplishing anything other than to make it pretty. However, for the weeklies, when I look at a monthly calendar, I expect this column here to be Sunday. But when I am looking at a weekly calendar, I expect this column here to be Monday. So when we get to the weeklies, we are going to actually redate these. So it's going to go Monday through Sunday down here on my weeklies. Now, we're not going to have kind of the effect that is intended here where you kind of look all the way down and this is all the same day of the week. But to me, that isn't a big deal. That doesn't bother me at all. So I like to be able to see the monthly the way that I want to see it and the weekly the way that I want to see it. So we do a little bit of redating. Now I'm going to take these date covers, and we're going to cover up the days of the week the dates, and when I am finished, I will meet you back here. Now that I have all of the dates nice and pretty, we can start putting my plans in. So actually, before we do that, let's get some stickers on the page, because I'm not really sure what color boxes I want to use. So in this book, there are a whole bunch of boxes, but they're like all different colors, and I'm not sure if I want to try and stick to like maybe one color in the calendar for all of the boxes so that it doesn't look like too crazy. So let's just get some of these down on the page first, and then we can kind of decide what we want to do for those boxes. Now there are some florals in here which are really pretty. I was also thinking that we could maybe decorate the top of the spread with some florals from Roy G. Biv Boxes and Florals Volume 4 by Kelva Plan. And I can't remember now. Oh, it was these green ones. I think that these would, they kind of complement the spread pretty well. And I think that this would be really pretty to use. So I think let's just take like these two larger ones and I'm going to use them along the top of the spread. Let's do that first. I'm gonna need more than this. Let's grab this. This one is going to be too big, but let's take this corner. And I think that we can put the corner here. I'm gonna have to cover up all of this, which I'm not too crazy about, unless I do it just right here and we just cover up that 5. So let me grab my Uniball Signo white gel pen. This pen actually is probably on its last leg, so I might need to pull another one. But let's just cover this 5 up here. Now we can take this one and put it over here. I think I'm gonna do something like this. So we're getting a little bit of that in there, and now we're going to need to trim. Now trimming on a planner that is on coils is definitely more difficult than if this was disc bound like most of the planners that I use, but it's not impossible. So we can still make this work and trim like that. Now I'm going to take these other ones, and just to make it easier on myself, I think I'm going to cut them before I put them down. So this, I think I can just cut in half. And let's do that. And then we'll put this one over here. And then we can take this one and kind of do the same thing. With this one, I think we'll cut it maybe here. And we can put this little piece right here. And then this one we can put down here. We're gonna lose a tiny bit of the top of that. So instead, I'm just going to make it a little bit shorter. And I'm hoping that you can see the top of this spread. This portrait planner is larger than the planners that I'm used to working with. I usually work in a Happy Planner Classic size, and this is more similar to a Happy Planner big size, and so it takes up a little bit more space on my desk. Okay, now instead of putting more of those florals from the Roy G. Biv, I don't know why I said it so weird. Let's see if we can maybe put a couple of these like sprinkled in the top. So there are some like smaller stickers here that I think would look really cute. We have like a little basket of carrots, and I'm gonna need something real small over there. Let's put this little basket of carrots. Can't decide if I wanna kind of turn it. I think I do. I think I wanna have them kind of like, not straight up and down, but more like angled. So we have that one there. I think that these little tomatoes can probably fit right here. And let's do more tomatoes on this side. Kind of like that. And then something else right here. How about these little, I can't tell what this is. I think they're spoons. It says mint, basil, and dill. That's cute. And we can put that up there. Okay, I think that is fun for the top. Now I'm wondering if we should take that like larger, this one, and put it kind of along the bottom here. I think we will use this. I just don't know if I'm going to use it here, or maybe we will wait and use it on these like last pages back here. So I'm going to just keep this kind of off to the side. And let's fill in kind of this space over here, and maybe we'll even go ahead and decorate like everything before we put the boxes in for plans. So I think this shirt is kind of cute. It says, "How does your garden grow?" It's kind of like a little gardening outfit. I think that would be cute to put over here. Just like that. And then something small for down there at the bottom. We could use some quotes too. So maybe let me grab a quote sticker book. Let's take Rainbow Quotes Volume 2. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that there's a page in here that's related to goals. Even some of the quotes on this page would work really well, but let's see if I can find one. I know flipping through one of these quote sticker books, I saw like a whole page devoted to goals, but oh, here we go. This one. Now we can use some of the colored ones, like the colorful rainbow quotes, or we can just do black. I'm kind of thinking that we'll use some of these colorful ones, right? I think that might be fun. So let's take this orange one that says, "Believe you can," and you're halfway there. And I think that we can put this like right down here. That'll fit really nicely in that spot. This orange is really different from that orange, but that's all right. I'm not going to let that bother me. All right, on this side of the page, I have a sticker from Planner Kate. This is the Laurel Denise Portrait DB Insert Kit 6XXT18D, if you're interested where this came from. And I'm going to put this here, and this will be to track the books that I read. I have a goal to read 75 books for the month, and honestly, I don't think that that is going to happen. If I want to read 75 books, or sorry, 75 books for the year, not the month. Yikes, did I say the month? 75 books for the year. And if I want to read 75 books for the year, I would have to read between 6 and 7 books each month. And the first couple of months I was reading that many, but lately I have not been. And so I really don't think that I'm going to reach that goal, but that's okay. We can still just read as many books as we can and as many as we have time for. And I think that we're just going to have to readjust our expectations, I guess. Let's take this little like apron and put that here. And then let's get a couple more quotes from this book. We can take this yellow one that says, "Mistakes are proof that you're trying." I kind of like that one. I can put that here. And let's see, do we want to do one more? Maybe we'll just do another decorative sticker there. There is some loud noise happening outside. I apologize if you can hear that. I'm going to try and like adjust the sound when I'm editing, but sometimes I'm not able to, and never really sure when we're gonna have a whole bunch of noise outside, and it didn't start until after I started filming, so there you go. All right, we have those little like boots there, and kind of want a little something there, but I don't know what. I think that we'll just leave that for now. Now it's time to put the plans in, and I need to decide, are we going to use just all of these colored boxes? I feel like it's going to be a lot, and I also feel like I'm going to run out of like the size that's going to fit here. So I'm going to use these 4 header boxes for the goals down here at the bottom, but then for the plans, I think for boxes, maybe we'll just do like all gray or all black or something like that. My son has soccer practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then games on Saturdays. And for those, I don't like to use boxes just because then the entire calendar is just going to be like full of boxes. So I'm going to just use bullets for those. And I think we can use the bullets that are in here. Just want to see how many of each color we have. I think we'll have enough that we can do all of the practice in one color and all of the games in another color. So I'm going to need, what, 8 practice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm going to have enough. So let's do purple for the practice. So I'm going to take a purple bullet and let's just put that, where should we put it? I'm going to just put it right next to the day of the week. And then let's pick another color for the games. I think we'll just do green. And he has games every day except for the 24th because that's Memorial Day weekend and there isn't a game that day. So we're going to skip the 24th. Now I'm going to take Functionally Noir from Live Love Posh, and we're just going to use some black boxes. I think that it'll look cleaner if we just do like all black for all of the plans happening. So on the 2nd, we have spring startup for our like sprinkler systems and a date night with my husband. So I don't know if these are going to both fit here. They're not. They will without that bullet. So let me see if I can move this for a second. Let's put this here. Actually, if I put this kind of all the way over to the side, then I can add this bullet back. And then we can put this box here. I'm gonna kind of stagger it. So on the East Coast, this is something growing up as a West Coaster, I didn't know this, but in the wintertime you have to shut off your sprinklers so that your pipes don't freeze. So we're having it turned back on May 3rd. The 4th is my birthday, so let's put a little box here. And on the 6th is my friend's birthday. Put a box in here for her. I have this bigger box, and I think for the birthdays, let's just use these bigger ones. So I'm going to move these like header size boxes, and we can use them for other plans. And we'll put this box here for my birthday. And then we'll put another larger box here for my friend's birthday. This Live Love Posh, oh, we're going to have an issue with that bullet again. So I'm just going to have to pull it up and then replace it. This Live Love Posh sticker book, you can use code LOVE10 to save 10%. It's a great book, great functional book. All right, on the 8th, my son has a well check. On the 13th, our cleaners will be coming to the house. Oh my gosh, it's so loud out there. I really hope that you guys can't hear that. All right, on the 11th is Mother's Day. I'm gonna just leave the holidays here. We have Mother's Day and Memorial Day, and I'm just gonna leave them there as they are in the sticker book. On the 14th, I am leaving for Go Wild. I am so excited. By the time this video goes up, you may have already seen my Go Wild planner, at least like the first setup video, I believe. If not, it is coming soon, but I am getting really excited for Go Wild. And let's see what else we have. I think that's actually going to be it, with the exception of paydays, which I guess we can note with a different color bullet. So let's take yellow bullets for paydays, and we're going to note a payday on the 9th and a payday on the 23rd. All right, I'm gonna find some washi because I leave on the 14th and return on the 18th. So we're gonna just have washi going across here. This is Live Love Posh Thin Essentials Black and White collection. And how about we use just like some plain grid washi. So I'll take this grid washi and we'll start it here on the 14th. And going all the way through to the 18th. Okay, all of the plans are in, and I think that these pages are pretty good. So let's move on to the next. And I think what I'm going to do is redate everything first and then come back and kind of decorate a little bit. So I have these from Planner Kate, and I'm just going to use like the gray and the black day of the week stickers. So we're going to redate this. So I'm going to turn this Sunday into a Monday. And I'm just going to put these on all of the days of the week. And then in Functionally Noir from Live Love Posh, we have these real small date stickers. And I think that these will be perfect to go in here to redate this. So Monday is going to be the 28th. So let's start with the 28th. And I'm just going to cover up the dates that are on here, and we're going to just change them to the correct dates now that we changed the day of the week and how this is kind of laid out. So April has 30 days. The 30th is, the Thursday is the 1st. So we're going to now start with the 1st here. And I'm just going to do this for all of the weeks that are in this layout. I believe that this month has 5 weeks. So I'm going to redate all 5 weeks and then we'll come back and decorate the pages. Okay, I have redated all 5 weeks. And in the sticker book, I noticed there are some of these little like dollar signs. And I thought that that might be cute for the paydays, right? So we can do like a little dollar sign next to the dot for my paydays. I have the weeklies all redated now, so I am just going to take some of these spring icon stickers and decorate these sheets just a little bit. We're not going to put a ton of decor in here because I am going to want to use these spaces for making lists and things like that, but I feel like we can put this. I don't really use this to do this week section, so that is usually where I do the most decorating on these weekly pages. So we have that little floral, and then how about, will this like plant life fit? I feel like it might not. Oh no, it will. So you can put this little plant with the hat that says plant life. That's really cute. And typically I will put some kind of like decorative stickers within the weeks here, but I think this time we're just going to like decorate this little sidebar space. So how about we go with, should we use this little birdhouse and then draw in like the little like line for it? I think that would be cute. So let's put this here and maybe a little flower kind of at the bottom down here. And then I'm just going to take like my washi card here to use as a ruler, and let's take this, actually let's take a like a tan color zebra click art, and we're going to just draw like a little, oh, I guess I should go all the way to the bottom, right? Oh, that looks terrible. That looks terrible. Let's try and fix it. We're going to make it like a little bit thicker. There, that looks a little bit better. And then we'll do a little stand here down at the bottom. Okay, cute, except it's not quite in the center. So in order to fix that, I'm just going to lift the sticker up and kind of move it over. It's tearing the page a little bit, but we're just gonna put this sticker kind of down, like back in the same spot. So just move that over. So now it's kind of in the middle of where I put that line. All right, so I think that that is good for that week. Let's move to the next week. And for this one, how about we do, let's do a floral again. Maybe this one. And I think I'll put it on the side instead of the bottom. And let's put it up here closer to the top. And let's do another quote down here at the bottom. So let's find a quote that we can add. We have purple in the spread. Let's use this: set goals and then crush them. It doesn't say then, it says set goals and crush them. Put that right there. Okay, and then for this week, let's take this little like bundle of flowers. And how about these little carrots and maybe some tomatoes? I feel like this should go up a little bit so that we can fit these tomatoes right here and the carrots like right there. All right, and then this last week, let's do some of these gardening tools. So we have some gardening tools here. We have some gloves and maybe a watering can. I think that would be cute. So we'll do the watering can there. And let's do the gloves here and the tools right there. Now we have the last pages, and I was thinking of putting this along here, but now I'm realizing that it is not, it's not going to go across the whole page. So what I'm gonna do is take my craft knife and we're gonna cut this in half, and we'll put half of it over here and half of it over here, kind of like a corner sticker. Although, if I cut a straight line, then I feel like it's going to look a little awkward unless I layer like a box over it. So what if we sort of try and kind of cut like around where these florals are? And we'll see if we can make it look like it was cut this way, like on purpose. And if it looks terrible, then I can still just put a box like underneath it, or not underneath it, but to like cover up that weird looking end. So let's grab my tweezers. I don't know what I did with them. Okay, moment of truth. Let's peel this up and see how it looks. Actually, I don't think that's too bad. I think that that looks pretty good. So we're gonna put this down here in this corner, and then we'll take this one and we'll put it on the opposite side. Now let's take two larger boxes, and should we do black again or should we do a color? I guess we can take these larger black ones from Live Love Posh. I am going to be kind of running low on these. Are those my last two? No. All right, so we're going to take two of these and we'll put one on each side of the page. And let's put them this way. So we'll do one over here and one over here. And this will be kind of a recap on this side, and this will be sort of forward looking. Let's take some full-size boxes, and we can put like one over here and one on the opposite side, kind of in the same space. So let's do this right here, and then this one over here, just like that. And now let's just fill in some of the space with some of these decorative stickers just to make it look cute. So we can take some tomatoes and let's do this little coffee cup. Maybe let's do this one over here. Can take some of these little plants. We'll do one here and then let's do maybe one over on this side. How about down here? Can we fit this little nest with these little robin eggs? Put that right there. Okay, I think we are all set. So let's go through everything that we created today. So I have my monthly. This is where I will write down all of my plans for the month. We have space for my 4 categories of goals. We'll put our daily habits in here. This will be used to track the books that I read for the month. And then we have our 5 weekly pages where we will kind of write day to day the like the tasks and the things that I am doing towards progress of my goals. And then this will be a recap and this will be a forward looking section. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.